Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of James Bond Bitcoin Live 0075. Hashtag pumped. So hopefully this episode will help pump you up. All right. So let me go into the notes section real quick. What do I got here in the notes section? Hanz and Franz replied to Jimmy the Greek, SNL. Man, that's a classic. If you've seen that, you know what it is. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and check it out. Anyways, that's in the notes section. Also in the notes section is Bitcoin briefly plunges nearly 9% on fears of greater oversight from US regulators. So I'll get into that a little bit later. Also in the notes section is a CFTC primer on virtual currencies. And you should check that out. Also, today is the new time locked address, and right now you should be able to sweep that new time locked address. If you haven't, I will, and I'll make my first donations to a lot of people that I've been making donations to. And hopefully, if you don't know how to use the new time locked address, you don't know how to do the redemption, how to sign for the keys, and then how to broadcast it. Also, how to figure out the transaction fees. I'll go over that tonight, actually. And then the note section is hashtag yes2x43, which is this meme you're seeing right here. And then I got the pot of gold as well in the note section. Also have the address to the pot of gold. And finally, in the note section, I have Hiroja, Shibe, Space, Odyssey Network. Go to her channel, subscribe to her, go and check out her videos. Anyways, so let me go ahead and start with the meme here, okay? We are here to pump that price. So this is Hanz and Franz. If you don't know who Hanz and Franz is, go check out the notes section. Great SNL Saturday Night Live skit. So, and hashtag yes2x. I don't know if you noticed, but there was quite a lot of people going on YouTube today trying to get you all fired up, get you all pumped up, right? Try to pump you up, try to pump up that price. And I hope they did a great job, because I need a new Lambo, people. And I like that price to go back up. Get me another Lambo because I crashed my other one. Anyways, let me go to quickly the time locked address here. Okay. So if you're not able to figure out how to do this, let me help you. Okay. So if you follow the link, it should have taken you to something like this, where you see this thing. You're wondering what to do. Well, if you take the redeem script right here and simply just go into the transaction, input it in here, which I've already done, load it, which it already did, you should get some inputs and outputs here. If you see that right there. If you've seen that right there, that's what it is right there. And so I've put in a whole bunch of addresses that I've been donating to, and guess what? I'm going to donate to them 600 Satoshis. Now, if you think about it, if Bitcoin goes to $100 million, I just gave them $600. Can't beat that, right? So you're wondering how to use this thing. So I put in all the addresses. You could put multi-addresses in here and send it in one shot. And so I got all these people that I've donated to, and I think I even put my treasure hunt wallet in here. So I put 600 Satoshis in my treasure wallet. If you have an address that you want me to send this to, put it in the notes section or put it in the comments after the live stream, and I'll add you in here. And if nobody claims this, then I'll keep sending you 600 Satoshis. So if you notice, it doesn't really matter, but this address is the address up here. Actually, no, that is not the address right there. that is a different address. Sorry. The last address is the address you want it to return to. So I'm going to put that in there. So it is this address, a new time locked address that I set up. And then that should be the returning address right here. This is the returning amount going back to this wallet. Now, if you don't do that, it's going to end up being in the fees here. So you're going to be paying all that in the fees. So I got 2,500 Satoshis in the fees. I've already made the raw transaction here. And let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and sign for it, which I already did. And here's the private key. So if you didn't get the private key from the first time, well, here it is again. But you need that private key because, in other words, if you don't, so this is the raw transaction. This is the private key. And this is now the signed transaction. So all this is the signed transaction. So you take this signed transaction, which is 806 bytes, if you see that, 806 bytes. So I calculate if you do 3 Satoshis per byte, that should get you around 22,000, 2,500. So try to do 3 Satoshis per byte. I'm finding that works more often than not. Because if you do less, your transactions won't go through. So this is the signed transaction right here that I put in. I'm going to go ahead and submit it. Let's see what happens. Oh, non-final. Oh, what does that mean? I don't know. Did I do something wrong? Let's see here. That looks right. Maybe I'm too early on the time. I guess I have to wait more. Let's see if I do this again. I might have to wait. Unless somebody beat me to it. No, all the inputs and outputs are right there. This is embarrassing. I'm doing this live. Nope, not final. I guess I'm going to have to wait a little bit longer. Anyways, that sucks. But now you know how to do it. Okay. We'll try a little bit after. This is the long show today. So let's go on to the next one here. All right. So, right. Hanz and Franz, are you ready to be pumped? Because I'm going to try to pump that price for you. Anyways, let's go on to the next one here. What is on the next slide? Oh, yes. The Bitcoin pot of gold. So if you haven't donated, please do. The Bitcoin pot of gold is right there. Go ahead and donate to it. I think it's up to, it was $8 this morning. Now maybe it's $9. I don't know. As soon as there's enough donations to get up to $10, I could give you the first clue to the 24 seed recovery, the recovery seed, 24-word recovery seed. On the right there is the private key encrypted. If you can break that code, break the password, you can sweep the keys right now. So anyways, let's go on to the next one here. All right. So CNBC came out with this article here, and Bitcoin briefly plunges nearly fears of greater oversight from U.S. regulators. Today, when I made that little bear meme, why I did that? No. So, or if you don't know, CFTC has basically declared, and they've always declared this since 2015, but I think they put out a primer here. Anyways, I'm going to get to that part a little bit later, but this article came out about 5, 6, maybe 7 hours ago. But when I woke up this morning, I was just as shocked. I was shocked to see the price go down, just probably like most of you. Now, you're probably wondering, why did I make that bear meme? Well, that's a good question. I felt that the price was starting to fail a little bit. Little did I know at the same time that the CFTC actually came out with their primer, and they had some interesting things to say, and I'll get into that. And so if you're wondering why the price went down and you're going all over YouTube, or the YouTube feeds that you were getting didn't really give you a good answer, some people were saying it's technical. It was on a 9-2. It was on a 6, 7, 8, 9, or whatever nonsense. Some people didn't even know. Just had totally clueless. Don't you think it's kind of weird that Bittrex freezing everyone's account, and how basically Bittrex is implementing Know Your Customers now, probably some AL as well. And if you want your account to be unfrozen so you can get your money or your altcoins or maybe your Bitcoins, that you have to provide some identification. Also, yesterday, Bitphoenix announced November 9th is the last day any US customers can access their website. Is this all coincidence? And I think Poloniex has kind of been on that track for a while. So you could probably say goodbye to all those anonymous exchanges. I mean, even in BitC, BTCE identification. So there's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to hide anymore. The only place for you to actually do anything anonymously is peer-to-peer now. But even then, that's not really anonymous, because once you meet the person, you kind of ID'd yourself. So basically, hiding through an exchange and dumping your coins on an exchange that require nothing more than an email, I think that's going away. To get your money or your fiat currency or your tethers. Even tethers are useless, by the way. So if you're planning on trying to, preserve your wealth and dump your altcoins or Bitcoins onto any of these exchanges, even foreign exchanges, and like China or European exchanges or whatever exchange you have in mind that's not in the US, I think even those exchanges are starting to implement Know Your Customers and anti-money laundering policies now. And you're probably going to see that because the Chinese government doesn't want their citizens going into the US with their money. And I'm sure the US customers or the US government does not want any US citizens going to China and running off with American money. So there's probably some reciprocation there. Even Russia, I wouldn't be surprised even Russia would be doing something like this. And they kind of are with their little ruble coin that they're doing. So the days of anonymous exchanges, cryptocurrency exchanges, even altcoin for altcoins, those are going away. So the noose around your neck is getting tighter and tighter and tighter. So I think there is something to this report here. There is something to this article, because price did crash pretty hard yesterday, or I should say today, this morning. And so there might be something to this. So go ahead and check out this article, read it for yourself, come to your own conclusions. But I think there really is something to this. And you got to keep in mind, you know, the way information is disseminated, it's not by accident this came out today. All right. I think a lot of people had this information, knew about it, acted on it. And this morning, you're finally, well, at least tonight, you're finally getting it. You're getting the information that would have helped you last night, which I actually gave you last night. So, well, you know, you can go through a decentralized exchange, but you're just getting one coin for another coin. So if your whole goal is to get more Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the most liquid out of all the cryptocurrencies, because I'll buy Bitcoin, all right, but I'm not going to buy Litecoin or Ethereum or Monero or Neo or BitConnect tokens or any ICO tokens. I'm not going to buy those. So you can forget that. So all you're going to end up doing is you're just dumping to get Bitcoin. But in the end, the off ramps and the on ramps, I would say more of the off ramps. The off ramps are getting choked, and you're going to get choked with it. So don't think decentralized exchanges are going to help you, and don't think tethers are going to help you too, because tethers are probably going to get choked out as well. So anyways, let me go on to the next thing here. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's loading. Oh, yes. Crypto H Wallet, the crypto hardware wallet superstore, where if you're too stupid to buy a hardware wallet, you may be even more stupid to buy a leather wallet, an overpriced leather wallet for like $500. Anyways, if you go there and you use the promo code #yes2x, you'll get a discount on your leather wallet. That's actually not a leather wallet. It's actually a leather case for your paper wallet that's disguised as a leather wallet. So thanks for everybody in the chat. Let's see who's in the chat. Flapping Plymouth, dual overhead camness. Good to see you come back every time. Meister. All right, how you doing, Meister? First time I've seen you in here. And Crypto Kerbit. Good to see you. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this. I guess you can call it meme, because I'm actually going to load it. I'm going to load it with $5 worth of Bitcoin, and you can try to sweep it if and only if you have a SegWit wallet. If you have a SegWit wallet and you can scan that private key and it reads a SegWit address, that $5 in Bitcoin is yours. But if you don't have a wallet that can read a SegWit address, you're probably just going to end up reading a regular address, and there's nothing in the regular address. So unless you have a SegWit sender, or you know how to use this private key to send a SegWit address out and into your wallet, you're kind of screwed. So you may have to, I don't know, learn how to use this stuff. I think if you go to coinables.segwit. Anyways, I did a video on it. Kyle Honeycutt made a nice little SegWit sender and a SegWit wallet generator that you can use to send this. So let me go ahead and send out, put in $5 in here. I'm going to do it live right now. So get your wallets ready if they're SegWit compatible. If your wallet's not SegWit compatible, complain to your wallet provider and let them know why their wallets are not a SegWit wallet compatible wallet. So, all right, I'm scanning it right now here as I speak. Okay, I'm going to scanning it into the wallet right now. Let's see. I'll just go ahead and put in $5. And believe it or not, when you use, I'm using Coinami wallet right now, and the default, there's 4 settings. There's, let me see here. There's priority. Priority is $2.25. By the way, the mempool is kind of high right now. It's almost 30,000 transactions in the mempool. Normal is $1.86, and then low priority is $1.54. That's kind of high, but thank goodness they changed this setting. There's also a default. The default is 6 cents. And that's what I'm going to use. The default used to be 20 cents. Now it's 6 cents. So I'm going to send this here. And let me see if the address is correct. Yeah, the address is correct. All right. Excellent. I confirm that. All right. It's sent out. It'll probably take a while to confirm, but it will get confirmed. I think there's almost 30,000 transactions in the mempool because it's well, the price has had a nice bounce since this morning, and if you watch the mempool, you'll probably notice that there's going to be a lot of transactions, and whenever you see a lot of transactions, I've noticed there's a movement in price. Now, when the price fell, I didn't notice any built up in the mempool, but since this morning, I saw the mempool go from 30,000. Not 30,000, 3,000 in the mempool to, I think I checked it. You may want to check it yourselves, but almost, I say around 20 to 30,000 transactions in the mempool right now. Maybe it's gone down a little bit, but the price has gone up. So I don't know what that's from. Maybe people are buying. Such a great deal. Current price is $5,619.99 on Bitstamp. So there you go. All right. So if you have a SegWit wallet and you're able to sweep this private key, the Bitcoins are yours. So I did send Bitcoin to this address. Now, if you go to Crypto H Wallet, the crypto hardware wallet superstore, and you use the promo code #yes2x, you'll get a discount on your leather case for your paper wallet that's disguised as a wallet. There we go. All right, so let's get to this. All right. A CFTC primer on virtual currencies. Now, I haven't seen anybody talk about this. Nobody. All right. So apparently this came out last night, or maybe, yeah, I think it was yesterday. Supposedly it came out yesterday. So let's just go over it real quick and talk about some of the things here. Let me see. What are they going to talk about? What is virtual currency? All right. Potential uses. Let me see. CFTC mission. All right. On right here, sample permitted and prohibited activities. Now they're going to give you some examples, and they're going to talk about ICOs, virtual tokens, and how that relates to CFTC oversight. Now you probably already know the SEC has already stated that the DAO was a security. Well, now you're going to get the CFTC's version of how they can have oversight of virtual currencies or cryptocurrencies or ICOs, whatever you want to call them. And they talk about some risk. All right, so let's just go down here. I'm not going to get into this much because if you're watching this, there's probably a really good chance that you already know what a virtual currency is. So I don't really have to tell you, but I'll just read the bold prints here. Medium of exchange, a unit of account, and or a store of value. Okay, this is what the CFTC is saying. And let me see here, but does not have legal tender status. Not in the US anyway. I think in Japan they do, but not in the US. So let's see what else, what bold statements can I read? Bitcoin is one example of a virtual, Bitcoin is one example of a convertible virtual currency. All right, so we'll go into this real quick here. This is the long show format tonight. Brian is not here. He had to take his dog to, I wouldn't say the vet, but his dog that he watches for his friend, very high-end dog. So, and if you read the notes here, there's this section right here. The footnotes really help because they give you the 2014 IRS notice on virtual currencies. So here, let me see. What is Bitcoin? So we all know what Bitcoin is. I don't have to tell you this. No point. And yes, crypto Curbit, you can have all the Bitcoin since I'm giving it all away. You can have it all. You can have it all. Matter of fact, the treasure hunts, I still have a lot of treasure hunts that haven't been found. I mean, Brian's haven't found it yet. Haven't found them either. And they're, I wouldn't say they're not in all of my videos or my memes, but most of them are. Most of them are. So what is the difference between public and private ledger systems? Well, I'm sure I don't have to tell you that. I think everyone who watches my channel knows what a private and public ledger system is. So I don't think I really have to get into that, but it's interesting to see what the CFTC thinks. All right, so here's, let me see. Okay, so sample potential use case of virtual currencies. Now here's some, I'll just go over and store value. We all, pitch that idea all the time with Bitcoin. I don't know about these other virtual currencies, but with Bitcoin, we always pitch store value. Trading, we do that all the time with Bitcoin. Even to some degree, we, we trade altcoins and ICO coins as well. Payments and transactions, definitely with Bitcoin. I don't know about these altcoins or ICO tokens. I don't even know about this MisiGo, or OMG, oh my God. I don't know about that one, but I definitely know about Bitcoin. Let me see here. And, well, it looks like it's me, Boss Ladies, in the house. How you doing? And then Hiroja, Shibe, Space Odyssey, you're in the house as well. 2 ladies in the house. Amazing. I guess unicorns do exist. Let me see. Transfer and move money. That's definitely a yes. I guess you can say with ICO and other altcoins, yes, because it usually goes from cash to Bitcoin, then Bitcoin to these other altcoins, sometimes to Ethereum, and then to these ICO. So you're definitely moving money around. So that's that right there. Okay, and let me see here. Sample potential use case. Potential use case. Financial institutions, governments, cross-industry. Okay, that's fine. So let's talk about the role of the FTC. All right, let's just go over here. Now, the reason I'm going over this is because, in 2014, no, it was 2015, the FTC already said that they have some oversight in this industry. So I'll get into that a little bit later. But here it's to foster public interest and fulfill its mission. The FTC will act to deter and prevent price manipulation and any other disruptions to market integrity, to ensure the financial integrity of all transactions subject to the CEA Act and the avoidance of systemic risk, to protect all market participants from fraudulent or other abusive sales practices, kind of, you know, like the pump and dumps or lying to your customers or Ponzi's, and misuse of customers' assets, and to promote responsible innovation and fair competition among boards of trade, other markets, and market participants. Responsible innovation is market enhancing. All right, so this is what their mission statement is. It's pretty broad, but you kind of get an idea of how broad the CFTC in the US can get. Now, keep in mind that Bitfinex was fined by the CFTC, and Bitfinex is not even a US company. So I'm sure there's a lot of people who are saying, well, these other companies aren't based in the US. They don't even have any US customers. Maybe, maybe not. Apparently, it doesn't stop the CFTC from fining them. Let's see here. What else? All right. So virtual currencies and commodities. All right. All right. So if you look here, this is nothing new. In 2015, I was around when the CFTC did basically come up with this. The CFTC first found that Bitcoin and other virtual currencies are properly defined as commodities in 2015. Now, during that time, you know, 2013, 2014, the U.S. Justice Department, FinCEN, and the IRS both came out with a letter, a response letter to actually letters written to them. So there were some letters that kind of defined how the U.S. Justice Department sees virtual currencies and how the IRS sees virtual currencies. All kind of different. And then the CFTC came up with their little version of what Bitcoin is to them. And I think earlier this year, you've probably seen the SEC come out with their version. Let me see. Okay, so examples. These are examples of permitted activities. Now, Terra Exchange was one of the first exchanges licensed under the CFTC. So now it's back in, let's see here, entered the virtual currency market in 2014 by listing Bitcoin swaps for trading. So it's not like you couldn't do this. Matter of fact, you can do this. You can get registered and licensed and everything. But keep in mind, well, I'll get to it a little bit later. So examples of prohibitive activities, okay? So this is where I'm going to focus on, because I think this is why the market crashed today. Or I wouldn't say crash, but why it went down almost 9%. And I think people had firsthand knowledge of this. They got this report before the rest of you all got this report, or even seeing this right now for the very first time. So examples of prohibitive activities, okay? Price manipulation of virtual currency traded in interstate commerce. Now, if you just read that alone, you know that from being in this space, there's a lot of price manipulation. So much so that I think the irresponsibilities of bad actors have caused the regulators to come into the space because we couldn't regulate ourselves. We couldn't stop the bad actors from acting badly. Matter of fact, we turned the other cheek most often, and maybe even gotten a little kickback, unfortunately. Kind of sad. So you had a good time. That time is almost coming to an end. The easy money is almost going. It's probably almost gone by now. Let me see. Prearrange or wash trading in an exchange-traded virtual currency swap or futures contract. Now, if you were promised money in the future for giving your Bitcoins or your BitConnect tokens or your BitPetite tokens or your mining contract for some time in the future, guess what? Yeah, you're going to be regulated. There's a good chance, there's probably a really good chance that you're going to be regulated under the CFTC. Okay. I don't know. I'm not a professional, but I'm going to read this out loud and I'm going to just think about what it says in plain English. And interstate commerce, what does that mean? That means anything that's transacted over state lines. So, cryptocurrency is really good for doing that, transacting over state lines. Let's read the next one here. A virtual currency futures or options contract or swap traded on a domestic platform or facility that is not registered with the CFTC as a SEF or a DCM. Anybody know what that means? Anybody? Well, let me see. SEF. Let me see. SDF is something exchange facilitator or facilities. DCM, direct commodities market. I think that's what DCM stands for. SEF. Oh gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. I might have to go look it up now. I'm so curious. So anyways, let's see here. SCF. What does that mean? Oh, okay. SEF, swaps execution facilities. That's what FCF stands for. So, and then what the hell does DF? I think it does mean what I said, whatever I said. Let me see. DCM. Oh, designated contract markets. Okay, so just to let you know, which again is it's almost a lot of things that this crypto space does. You think about decentralized exchanges, they kind of do something like that a lot. So you may think, well, we can do a decentralized exchange. Well, yeah. Okay. Anyways, let's go on to the next one. Let me see. Certain schemes involving virtual currency marketed to retail customers. Now, there's a lot of that BS going on. All the community managers, the developers, and then the exchanges. Isn't that what you're really doing with the white paper? Such as off-exchange finance commodity transactions with person who fail to register with the CFTC. So again, there's a lot of this going on. Okay, now if you notice, there's a little plus sign up here. Well, if you notice that, there's a plus sign down here. What's it say? It says, please note that this is not an exhaustive list of prohibited activities. So if you're running a pyramid scheme or a Ponzi, I'm sure those are prohibitive as well. So So don't think it's because it's not on this list that, oh, well, Ponzi's and pyramids aren't on this list, so everything must be okay. All right, so let's go down a little bit more. Oh, this is just fun reading. ICOs, virtual tokens, and the CFTC oversight. So this is where they talk about the DAO. So, you know, the Securities and Exchange Commission came out with to the community, which I think the community is still ignoring. And you still have ICOs. You still have ICOs going on, but I think they're a little different because the Kick ICO that sold their Ken tokens, it was a big hype, 100 million. And a lot of people bought into it thinking that it was going to be listed on some exchange. And lo and behold, no, it wasn't. And a lot of people were stuck with Chuck E. Cheese tokens. So when you see an ICO come up, there's probably a good chance it will never be listed on any exchange. It won't be worth a damn thing. And what you really did was you donated your money and gave it to some developers who will probably live off of it for a couple years before going bankrupt. That's probably what you really did. All right, so this just talks about the SEC and the DAO and how the CFTC interact with that. So if you read the last part, there is no inconsistency between the SEC. I'm reading this part right here. There is no inconsistency, or let me see here. There's no inconsistency between the SEC analysis and the CFTC's analysis determination that virtual currencies are commodities and that virtual tokens may be commodities or derivative contracts depending on the particular facts and circumstances. So if you look at that, they cross over a lot. And matter of fact, the CFTC actually even is more broad. And so you got the SEC, you got the CFTC, you probably got the IRS already looking at you. There's probably a really good chance that they've been looking at you. And so is it a good time to be involved in ICOs? No. Is it a good time to be involved in pump and dump schemes? No. Is it a good time to be involved in any Ponzi or pyramid schemes? No, it's probably not. And you're gonna, you know, the off ramps are being taken away. So all the people who knew about this dumped their coins and are getting out. And you all been pumped up today. Okay, you all been, you know, getting all hyped up on fire for no reason. So I did want to look at one more thing. Nope. Let me see. Okay, risk of virtual currencies. So here are some virtual currency risk. Now I'm not going to go into too much over that because most likely you already know it. But let's go over some of this virtual currency risk. Operational risk. We know everyone can get hacked. Cybersecurity risk. That's what I'm talking about. And virtual currency speculative risk. Let me see. Is there one more? Okay, here's the last one. So the last one I'm going to focus on before I move on is this. Carefully research the platform you want to use and pay close attention to the fee structures and system safeguards. This is just a warning to you, the audience. Unregistered virtual currency platforms may not be able to adequately protect against market abuse by other traders. Now, they're going to give you an example, and guess who they're talking about? For example, recent news articles discuss potential spoofing activity and other manipulative behavior that can negatively affect prices. I wonder who they're talking about. There's only one exchange that I know that was spoofing for sure, that was in news articles, and that was Bitfinex. So Big Phoenix. I'm pretty sure they're talking about Bit Phoenix there. So they've been watching. They already know Bit Phoenix. So I wonder how long. You have to ask yourself, like, Bit Phoenix literally are going to close U.S. customers off by November 9th. Do you not? You don't think they maybe had a talk with the CFTC? What about Bittrex? You see how they're like freezing everyone's account, only 1%? They may say it's 1%, but if you got like a million accounts, and most of them are probably just spoofed accounts anyway, because they didn't require any know your customers. So people were making 5 or 10 accounts. So out of a million, you think 1%, I think that's 100,000 or 10,000. So 10,000 accounts frozen. That's a lot. Anyway, let's go on here. Some virtual currency platforms may be selling you virtual currencies directly from their own account. These types of transaction may give the platform unfair advantage and sometimes resemble fraudulent bucket shop schemes. Okay, that sound familiar? There is no, okay, there is also a risk of Ponzi schemers and fraudsters seeking to capitalize on the current attention focused on virtual currencies. Now, this is coming from the CFTC. They already know you're a Ponzi and pyramid schemer. All right, they already know what you're doing. They've probably been watching you. All right, they've probably been to your meetups. So, I would say if you're involved in this kind of stuff, you probably want to stop and maybe, give back the money before you go to jail or get fined. That's just me. But by all means, I know you're all greedy. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm okay with it. Anyways, that is that for the CFTC. That is in the notes section. Go ahead and read it. If you fall or fit in this category, they've probably already been looking at you. All right, so here are some companies that I think that the CFTC has been watching and most likely is in danger, because I've been hearing about it. I've been reading about it over the internet that they've been investigated or they're under investigation. Now, considering that the price dropped, this primer from the CFTC, and then the rumors going around on the internet, man, how could you not like see the signs? But anyways, if you're still too stupid, which I'm sure you are, go ahead and sign up. There's my username, to retard Ed. My name's Ed, by the way. To retarded. Go ahead and sign up under my name, my username. And if you're already signed up, change the sponsor to my username. There you go. Let's see what else is on the list here. So remember about those futures contract? Now, I know the U.S. Justice Department stated that renting servers is not money transmission. Well, they're absolutely right on that. Now it's the question is cloud mining a futures contract? Now, I'm sure Marco didn't think about this at this time, so we can give him a little break. We could just fine him until the point that he didn't really make any money. Or he can go to jail and just keep the money and then get fined after he gets out of jail. That might happen. Who knows? But there's a really good chance that people who signed up for this, well, you're never going to get your money back. That's if cloud mining is considered a futures contract. If. I don't know. Do your own research. I'm not your lawyer. I'm not a professional. But boy, I love to troll, and I'm trolling all of you right now. Anyways, let's go on to the next one here. Oh, don't forget this guy. Yes, don't forget this guy, the used car coin. Now, the used car coin, which is basically any altcoin that's been around and has been dead for a while, and the used car salesman, which is probably a bald guy sitting in some, you know, car sales office. Um, this guy's never going to go away. The used car salesman is never going to go away. Even with the FTC coming down, the IRS, the SEC, um, the pump and dump, the boiler room, this guy's always going to be around. And here's the sad part is this guy's the used car salesperson is probably sitting in some office somewhere at the car dealership, the used car coin dealership, and just waiting around for a victim to come by, for a sucker, so he can sell that used car coin. And unfortunately, in the beginning, it's not going to be reported. It's not going to be noticed. No one's going to say anything because when they get, you know, defrauded for money, they usually don't report this. So unfortunately, the used car salesman is probably going to get away with this quite often. I'll give you an example. Like BitGold is kind of like this. Kind of like, they mine fairly, like new. They're taking something that's already out there and trying to pre-mine it so they could run off with the money, give it to themselves, and then, you know, dump it to the community. And this is what's going to happen all the time. Now, whenever you see a developer or a community manager start promoting or pumping this used car coin, um, they're going to be now under the oversight of the CFTC now, and maybe even the SEC. Unfortunately, so much of this has been going on that the regulators have to come in now because this community couldn't regulate itself. It couldn't stop the bad actors. Matter of fact, some of the participants in this community participated in all of this, took a cut, right? Became, this community almost became the thing that it was supposed to overcome. And so I think the money came in, the greed took over, and all of our anger became, smiley faces, going on yachts, taking a ride, airplane rides to here and there, hotels, getting free, kickbacks, hardware wallets, all this other nonsense. You turned the other cheek and you let the bad actors ruin everything for the people who really wanted to make a difference. And now it's so bad, the regulators can't ignore this anymore. They have to come in. They have to. Because you couldn't regulate yourselves. I think this community could have probably done whatever it wanted to do if it was more self-regulated. We always talk about, oh, the government's always in our way. Well, I think you had about four years where you could have done whatever you wanted. And this is where we end up. I don't know what to say, but man, that sucks. Anyways, it's not going to affect me one bit. What it is going to affect is the exchanges, all the businesses, all right, the merchants, the people who invested in these companies in this space, the developers, not so much the users, because guess what? On a peer-to-peer level, nothing's changed, right? You can become an exchange as an investor. You can trade your tokens to anybody. You just can't use an exchange anymore, a third-party exchange. Most likely, it's going to be kind of very prohibitive for people who don't want to give up their ID or anything. So you can kiss all that goodbye. And every time you cash out on these third-party exchanges like Coinbase, GDAX, or whatever, now you're going to have to explain to them how you got your coins, where did you get it, how much did you buy it for in the first place, or how did you earn it? You're going to have to explain that just to cash out, because that's how restrictive it's going to be. Unless you could find someone like me who's, who trades for himself, and then, yeah, I'll buy at a heavy discount. Matter of fact, now that I know this is coming, now that I know the CFTC is coming, all the regulators are coming after you, I'm probably going to buy when the price goes down. Because why would I buy it now when I know that you're in desperate situation where you want to cash out because you got Chuck E. Cheese tokens, or you became, even if you had Bitcoin, you're a bag holder, which in this space we call a hodler. So bag holders are hodlers when it comes to Bitcoin. So you're a hodler now. Now you're going to have to experience what it's like to be a hodler. It's fun, let me tell you. And, worst case scenario, let me see what's on my next one. Okay, next one. So if you're looking to cash out before the regulators come in, this is your chance to buy a Lambo. All right, go ahead and just buy the Lambo. This is what you wanted. This is what you worked for. So this is why you work so hard. You worked so hard, and you did all the hustling and grinding and everything, so you could buy a Lambo. I got a Lambo. Look, mine's yellow. What color do you want? What color Lambo do you want? And I hope all the people who are pumping the price, like this person right here, yes, we are here. We are here to pump the price. Well, I hope they keep pumping the price, because I do want to buy another Lambo, because I'll probably crash the yellow one. There's probably a really good chance I'll do that. Anyways, if you haven't noticed already, that little Bitcoin symbol right there on the left, that's another private key that you could try to sweep. I would encourage that. So I expect people or other YouTubers, or maybe on the forums, you're going to get pumped. People are going to try to pump you up because they want to pump that price. So look for people to start talking. I've already seen people start talking, and they're already like starting to all get, jittery and all excited, getting people all fired up. Yeah, yeah, you know. Oh, I have to admit, watching some of these YouTubers just makes me laugh, because I know they're just trying to pump the people, pump up the people. So not only are they here to pump the price, they're here to pump you up as well. So I would expect to watch some very, very good videos where, I feel a moment of inspiration for being a buyer at these high prices, or even a hodler. Just keep on hodling. Most likely, these people have already probably sold or have dumped their coins. or will be dumping their coins very soon, because as they see the price go down, they're gonna panic. Now, there may be a chance that price can still go up, because I'm expecting 6,000. There's no doubt. I'm expecting $6,000, because if the price does not go above $6,000, that's it. We've reached the top. And the regulators are coming in. They're squeezing everybody out. Now, when I say squeezing everybody out, I'm saying uh, your accounts are going to be locked until you can prove your ID. It doesn't matter if you're in China, because the Chinese people, the Chinese government are going to help. It doesn't matter if you're in Switzerland, the Switzerland government's going to help as well, because they don't want their citizens cashing out and taking their money to America or China. So if you've been a speculator or trader, or someone who really isn't, you know, doesn't really care about the technology, you're just in it for the money, you're probably going to get squeezed out here. There's probably a really good chance. So again, go buy a Lambo. Buy a Lambo right now. You'll need it. You'll need every bit of it. And I hope you have fun driving it, because you deserve it. Anyways, I think my little rant has gone on long enough. Let me go over some of the other things here real quick. One more time. All right, the treasure hunt. Please donate to the treasure hunt. It's a fun game, and maybe all these Bitcoins will be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. If Bitcoin goes up to 100,000 or 100 million, I think there's enough Bitcoins in there right now for about $100,000 if Bitcoin goes to 100 million. So hopefully one of you will become the lucky winner if you can crack the code. Going through the articles and everything one more time. Okay. If you're looking for a reason why the price dropped, this could be a good reason. And if you have some good knowledge about this, this may give you the advantage you need to make more Bitcoins or more money. Oh yeah, last but not least, please enjoy. Please enjoy. And oh yeah, I was also going to do one more thing here. That's right. This is a long version anyway. Let's check that transaction now. Oh, it went through. Okay. Took a little longer, but it finally went through. Let's see if we can see that transaction go through now. All right, so let's see if this transaction went through. No, it's not that one. It's this one right here. No, it's not this one either. Is it? Nope. Oh yeah, this one. So here's the address. So it did finally go through. So it took a little time. Oop. Let's. There it is. Okay. And yes, there it is. There it is. So everyone here got their transaction did go through. And let's see how much it was. It was 14 cents. Okay, let's open this up a little bit more. So it was 14 cents right here. Let's see what it was. It was 2,500 Satoshis. All right. That was my fee. But if you look, it's about 3 Satoshis per byte. But I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 transactions, and the last transaction going back to me, back to the wallet. So you could say 19, but it's really 18 transactions for 14 cents. That's less than a penny per transaction. Less than a penny per transaction. And I made it for 3 cents. 3 cents. Or 600 Satoshis. So, okay, let's go back. All in one transaction. Let me go back to the transaction itself. Let's reload it. And if you see it right here, you'll notice that the outputs and inputs are different now. So anyways, hopefully if you are able to sweep the keys, you can. If you can't, then I'm going to just keep on donating to these different addresses in here. They're all the people that I troll. And I'm basically trolling your wallets to the point where I'm sending you 3 cents. And what's going to happen is I'm increasing your transaction fee, because when you want to send something and you got nothing but 103 cents in there, your fee is probably going to be like, $50 or something. You can't even use it. But unless you could sweep these, if you know how to use this, I'll go tell you what, I'm going to do it again. I'll do it one more time just so you know what to do. So I've loaded the, let's see here. So here's the redeem script, right? And I'll go into the time lock address. There's the redeem script right here as well, down here. Transaction. Put the redeem script into here, and I'll load it. And what it does is gives me the outputs and inputs. So if you look at this, number of transactions in the input, 18. That was my last transaction. And that's how much I have. So there's only one line right there. Outputs. I'm going to reuse all this address. I'm going to leave all this in here, except for the last one. Now, if you notice that right here is the exact amount of I should have left, which is up here in the input section. And there's 0 fees because that's actually how much is in there. So let's go here. This is the return address to the same wallet. Put 0, and then you'll get the remaining fee. Now, I want that fee to be 2,500 Satoshis, not 64,722 Satoshis. So 0.00062, and then 222. There we go. So that's going to return to me back to the wallet. This right here is going to be my transaction fee. I'm going to go ahead and make a raw transaction. Submit. There's my raw transaction. Let me sign it. There's the private key right here. I need that private key in order to make the signature work. Here's the signed transaction. It actually is different. That's because it is. And so without this private key, I cannot make a signed transaction. And trust me, if you don't put in the right private key, it won't work. So I know it's right. And then let me put this into broadcast so I could send it out to the. Now, I'm wondering, does it send out to the nodes and then it gets confirmed and then it gets added to the blockchain as it's confirmed? Or does it get added to the blockchain first and then get confirmed? Because I play with different fees, and if you put a too low of a fee, they won't even It won't even get confirmed. It won't even broadcast. So anyways, let's see. This is the last transaction. Let me resubmit this. Let's see if we get another transaction ID. Yep, it worked again. Look at that. Got another transaction ID. Let's see one more time if it really went. Let me refresh this. And yes, there it goes. 1, 2. Send it twice. And you can send an unconfirmed. You can send it unconfirmed. Matter of fact, it says here spent. I could keep doing it too. I could keep doing it until it gets all the way down. And that should be my new balance. Let me check the other one real quick. So if I go back into transaction right here, I load up the same redeem script, and you'll notice that my input will change. Yep, 622222 right here. Look at that. That is the same. So it works. Works really great. Anyways, I'll leave that much into it. If you know how to use it, go ahead. If you don't, leave it in there because I will keep donating it until it just disappears. Anyways, this concludes my episode here. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Let me see. What do I usually say here? Let's go back to the original meme. We're here to pump that price 2x. Anyways, this concludes my episode here. Feel free to like, dislike, leave a comment, even do a video response. Until next time, stay tuned. Bye.